tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Venerable Maithree and the venerable members of the Mahasangha, dear friends in the Dhamma, as usual in this temple it has been a practice during the rainy retreat season to have these type of Dhamma sermons all throughout the 3-4 months. And I remember this practice was started here about 8 years ago, perhaps 8-9 years ago. And I have been coming to the temple ever since. For every season, I got the opportunity of delivering the Dhamma sermon here. And I consider it's a great honor to me. And today, I don't see Venerable Dhamma here, should be somewhere else, I don't know. Anyhow, Venerable Dhamma invited me and he assigned me a topic for today. You might have seen it in the pamphlet, the little literature, and the topic today is Madhupindika Sutta. I'm sure that most of you must have heard this sutra before, because nowadays it seems like everywhere people are searching for Dhamma, listening to Dhamma talks and reading and many other things happening around the world. I see lots of Dhamma activities going on. So this type of sutra, Madhupindika Sutra, you cannot say I do not know such a thing. No, it is impossible nowadays. That means it's so famous sutra, which you find in the Madhupindika. And I remember I studied this sutra about 30 years ago, and that says how old I am. About 30 years ago, when I was in the university, I studied this sutra. This is a must for the monks who study Buddhist philosophy, because this sutra deals with something highly philosophical thing. But I am not going to pay attention to that side today. And when I read this sutra this morning, because I had to refresh my memory, and I found something very interesting. This is the beauty of the Buddha's teaching. Even though I have been learning this sutra, I have been teaching to many, but still this morning when I was reading it, I found something new. This is great. So, as you must have listened to the other Dhamma talks by many other venerable monks, this particular sutra, let me give you the brief sketch of the sutra, and then we will discuss a little bit about the importance of the things that are coming out from this sutra. The Buddha was living in, on that day, he was living in what you may call the Kimbulwatpura. The place was called Nigrodharam Temple. It's a little bit forest-like place. And as you know, Kimbulwatpura was the birthplace of the Buddha. So he was living with his relatives maybe. And then when after the alms round in the morning, Buddha was relaxing at a tree. A Brahmin, not a Brahmin, a Sakya clan, a member of the Sakya clan, very famous person in the Buddhist literature. His name is Dandapani. Danda means stick. Pani means the hand. So one who takes a stick in his hand is called Dandapani. That's how the name, in Buddhist literature, there are so many names like that. Even you don't have to turn to the Buddhist literature. Even in day-to-day life, we assign names to different people depending on their actions, the way they look, the way they talk. We give nicknames. So this person has also gained a nickname, Dandapani. So he went to the Buddha. He was not usually Shakya people from the Shakya clan. They had the what you may call the great arrogance. There are people like that. Even today we see people who say we are coming from that lineage, that caste or whatever. So he went to the Buddha, but he did not respect the Buddha. He was sort of showing disrespect to the Buddha, and he asked the question. The question was, what are you teaching? You have been wandering here and there teaching things, and what are you teaching? Right away. And then Buddha gave a beautiful answer. This is the thing that I found this morning. Because we were paying attention to a different part of the sutra, but here, very interesting thing. Buddha says, okay, I teach something like this. I do not quarrel with the people, with the world. I do not have any conflict with the world. And I teach people not to be associated with conflicts. Not to be associated, not to be worried with the world. And elsewhere also Buddha says, the world is arguing with me, but I do not argue with the world. That not in this sutra, somewhere else. But Buddha says here to this Sakya clan leader, Dandapani, I am teaching the people the way not to quarrel with the world, not to be having conflict with the world. I am such a person, and I teach the people not to be like that. This has a very big meaning. So our problem is we usually think that everything wrong is in the world. So we are going to fight with the world, with the people, with the society, with your friends, relatives, whoever. And Buddha says, so my teaching is not to be bothered by conflicts, not to have conflicts with the others. And the second one he says, I do not gossip. The word used is, in the Pali language, akatang khati. I do not gossip with the people, and I teach the people not to gossip. I do not have to explain this thing. All what we do in our life is gossiping. Nowadays it's very easy for us to gossip because all kinds of capabilities, technological instruments, pictures, emails, or whatever. So it's easy for us to gossip nowadays. And even the phone lines are now not that expensive, so we can call around the globe and engage in gossip. So Buddha says, I do not gossip and I teach people not to gossip. The third one he says, I do not have any doubt and I teach people not to have doubt. How to be away from doubt, perplexity. And that is also a very important thing. When people have doubt, they always sort of wavering, going from here to there, fluctuating in their mind, whether I am correct or wrong or something like that. So Buddha, he says, I do not have doubt and I teach people how to get rid of doubt. The fourth one he says, I have completely eradicated lust or craving, tanha, the word. And I teach people to get rid of tanha, get rid of craving. Getting rid of craving or getting rid of tanha, we usually think that that will happen somewhere in another world, not in here, somewhere in another world that we, getting rid of lust or tanha is attaining Nibbana. In other words, Buddha is saying here, I have attained Nibbana and I teach people how to attain it. So we think when we say Nibbana, attaining Nibbana, it is something that we expect to realize when we die. That kind of idea is there. It's very strong idea is established among the Buddhists, among us, that we think Nibbana is not something that we can attain right here, right now, but somewhere in the far off land, in another life, which is totally wrong, Buddha's teaching, according to Buddha's teaching. But the thing is, even we monks support this idea. In a way, we support this idea. We say, at the end, the Singaling oga kiyanne ara bigman kiyenut kiyanani me දෙවියන් ලෝකෝලේ ඉපදිලා මේ තප සම්පත් ලැබලා උසස් කුලවල ඉපදිලා අවසානයේදී කෙලවර අමාමහ නිවන කියලා කියන්නේ. So we postpone Nibbana to the end. එම්බතුනාට පස්සේ සම්මන් කරලා එන්නේ විලෝකී කියලා. එම්බතුනාට පස්සේ නිවන ලැබෙන්නේ කියලා. We think like that. But the Buddha's teaching is not. And I had a very nice experience about a month ago. I went to New York Buddhist Vihara for the big celebration over there of the head monk. And I was staying with a family that I knew very well in New Jersey. And I was going to go with them to the ceremony in the morning, early morning about 5 o'clock. We woke up and the family, the two elderly people, they are both retired professors. Venerable Thero knows them very well. I am not mentioning the name here. So they had a fight in the morning. The fight was this. I was in a separate room and they woke up early and they prepared things and they prepared tea and everything for me to do. And the lady, he was going to offer a pirikara to the head monk of the temple. And outside of that envelope, she has written, Obawahanseta Nivan Sapa Labeva. May you attain Nibbana. The monk's 90th birthday. And the gentleman, the professor, he said, usually we do not write like that. We do not write Nibbana Sapa Labeva when someone is alive. What do you think? So they had a little fight when I came to the table to have my tea. They both were saying me, this is what happened. I wrote like this. Why was wrong? That's Buddhism. And the professor says, no, we don't do like that. So we had this thing. So I had to explain this thing. I said, now this is not the time to quarrel. We have to go far because we have to drive to New York, the temple. So I said, on the way I will explain this. So this is what I want to say. Usually we do not accept the fact that Nibbana is not possible right here, right now. බැරි වෙලා හරි ඔබේ උපන් දිනේ දවසට ඔබට කිව්වොත් ඔබට නිවන් සැප ලැබේවා කියලා මොකද හිතෙන්නේ? මම සිංහලෙන් කියවලම නෑ මේ සිංහල තේරෙන්නේ. ඔබට නිවන් සැප ලැබේවා කියලා බැරි වෙලාවක් කිව්වොත් මොකද හිතේ? මොකද නෝන හිතන්නේ? The next birthday, somebody might say, may you attain Nibbana. බලන්න මේ අපිට වෙන්නේ කමන්නේ නැහැ මම සිංහලෙන් මට දැන් ඉංග්‍රීසි පරිගයක් කියලා දෙන්න ඕනේ සිංහලෙන්. Yeah, I will just give the summary too. Yeah. එහෙම කිව්වොත් නිවන් සැප ලැබේවා කියලා කිව්වොත් මොකද හිතේ? අපි හිතන්නේ නිවන කියන එක මේ මරුණාට පස්සේ ලැබෙන දෙයක්. මැරිච්ච කෙනෙකුට තමයි නිවන් සැප ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්න ඕන. ජීවිතුන් අතර ඉඳින නිවන් ගන්න එපා. Such a wrong idea. Usually in Buddhism, the idea is Nibbana is possible right here, right now. If it is not possible in this very life, what is the use of Buddhism? In a way, we have gone wrong for a long period of time. And now we accept this is the truth. Nibbana is not for this life, but somewhere in the future life, when the Maithree Buddha is coming to this world, that's the time for us to attain Nibbana, which is totally wrong. I know some of you might not agree with me. The thing is, even the monks, even we who have that notion, which is totally wrong. Now we have to rethink, readjust ourselves to the original teachings of the Buddha, which says that Nibbana is possible right here, right now. If not, what is the use of it? You say, for instance, this room, let's think this room, this hall is totally dark. And someone comes, one monk comes and light a lamp right here. Turn the switch on. Right away, what happens? Two things happen. Darkness disappears, right? Darkness dispels, and then the light is arising, light comes. So this happens right away. In Buddhism, the Buddha says, Nibbana is something like that. It is not something to be attained at the end of the journey. No. It is not something to be attained at the end of the journey. It is something that you attain as soon as you remove your lust, as soon as you got rid of your craving, desire, Nibbana is there. So, do you think that you have Nibbana, you attain Nibbana for at least for a second in your life? Perhaps. Perhaps. So I'm going away from the main topic. This has something to do with our understanding. That's why I mentioned this thing. So the Buddha says to Dandapani, the fourth thing is, I have attained Nibbana and I teach people how to attain it. And the fifth one, which is the topic of this sutra, Buddha says, I teach people how to control their attitude toward the sensory perception. I teach people the way sensory perception, when I say sensory perception, sense perception, I guess you can understand what it means. When our senses receive the perceptions, and I explain that process, and at the same time, I teach the people, I teach my listeners how to guard my senses, guard your senses. This is the most important thing in this sutra, because we studied this sutra in the university, and I have taught in many places. we take this sutra as the example of how sensory perception occurs in us, and the process of how our senses coming into contact with the outside world, and how perception, that thing called perception, happens. This is the main topic of the sutra. So the Buddha says, oh, I teach this thing. I will come back to the point, and then this is my usual task. I teach people how to be away from this suffering in the shortest sense. And Dandapani, he did not understand anything. And he did not want to show that he didn't understand anything too. Because he is arrogant guy. He had a lot of arrogance, so he did not want to show that he didn't understand anything. And then he went away, and the Buddha went back to the monastery, the temple, and in the visiting hall, he mentioned this fact, what happened during the day, how Dandapani came to him and how he raised the question and how he answered the question. And then a young monk in the audience he did not understand the last thing. Last thing was the how sensory perception occurs. And Buddha uses here a very highly philosophical word. That is why people cannot understand this thing. Those people who have been reading Buddhism, they know in Buddhism there is a term called papancha. Papancha. No one knows the meaning. As far as I know, Venerable Aparakke Thero, he passed away about 4 or 5 months ago. And that great monk is the monk who first in the Buddhist world, I would say. In English, he is the one who came up with a very good translation for this word. In this sutra, you find this particular word, and this monk gave the good translation. It is called conceptual proliferation. Prapancha means proliferation. What do you mean by proliferation? Proliferation.
Multiplying to large numbers.
Exactly, multiplying. Proliferate means to multiply. Prapancha means, the word meaning is, prapancha means to multiply, to spread out, that kind of meaning. So, when sensory perception happens, when we look at, let's say for example, from my eye, I see some picture, and then my eye and the picture and the eye consciousness, meeting these three things together, there is a contact, sensory impingement, and then what happens is, the next step is, there is Vedana, feeling, and then I understand this is that thing, whatever. And after that, what I would do usually is, the Buddha uses the word papanche. මගේ සිංහලෙන් කියන්න මොන මේක තේරුම් ගත්ත එකම දෙයක් අපි ඇහෙන් රූපයක් දැකලා රූපය දැක්ක සැනින් අපි හිතේ මවා ගන්නවා ආ මේ ආවල් දෙයක් මම දැක්කේ ඊළඟට ඒකට අනුව අපි හිතින් ගොඩනගනවා ලෝකයක් ඒක තව ටිකක් අර ගොඩනගනවා කියන කතාවේ මම පාවිච්චි කළාට ඒ කරන්නේ අර proliferate කරනවා කියන්නේ අර දේ වැඩි කරනවා මේ ළඟදී මම ධර්ම දේශනා කරද්දී ඔබට සිංහල කෙනෙක් වචනයක් දුන්නා වවා ගන්නවා සිංහලෙන් වරදක් නැහැ ඒක proliferate කරනවා කියන්නේ වවා අර අපි ඇහෙන් දෙයක් දැකලා කනින් දෙයක් අහලා නාසයෙන් දෙයක් රස විඳලා මේ සුවඳක් අරගෙන ගඳක් දැනගෙන මොනවා හරි කරලා ඒක proliferate කරනවා අන්න ඒකටයි පපංච කියලා මේ කියන්නේ පපංචකරණය කියලා ඔය පොත්වල හරියට ලියන ඒ කාලේ අපටත් ඕක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා වගේ කටපාඩම් කරන් බහගොඩ ලිව්වා ඒවා දැන් නම් හොඳට තේරෙනවා මේ කියන්නේ මේකයි proliferate කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ ඔන්න ඔය process එක තමයි. ඉතින් දැන් මේක තමයි අපිට තියෙන ලොකුම ගැටලුව කියලා බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ මේ සූත්‍රයේ කියනවා. So what he explained in the sutra was, when we have the mental or conceptual proliferation, when we do papancha, we get into big trouble. එහෙමනේ සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. අපි මේ ඇහින් දෙයක් අහලා කනින් දෙයක් ඇහින් දෙයක් දැකලා කනින් දෙයක් අහලා ඊට පස්සේ තමයි මේක ගොඩනගනවා මහා චිත්‍රයක්. ඔකට හරි ලස්සන කතාවක් තියෙනවා ඔය ධම්මපදයේ ගාථාවකට තියෙන නිදාන කතාවක. මම හිතන්නේ මගේ මතකෙට දැනුම මේක ආවේ. හොඳ කතාවක් තියෙනවා මේ මට හාමුදුරන්ගේ නම මතක නැහැ. එක හාමුදුරු කෙනෙක් තමන් මහාන වෙලා ඉදී එයාගේ සහෝදරියට දරුවෙක් උපදිනවා. ඒ දරුවට නම දානවා සංඝරක්ඛිත නම් භාග්‍යවේද්‍ය සංඝරක්ඛිත. The monk was in the monastery and his sister gave birth to a child, and the sister is so fond of his brother, and she gave the little child the name of his brother, Sangarakkhita, Bhagavendra Sangarakkhita. So this little child, he grew up, and later he also became a monk. He also became a monk, and he was living in a village monastery, and he received 2 robes. We also received many robes. So this young monk, he received 2 robes, and he thought, okay, I will have 1 robe, but I will offer the other robe to the uncle monk, his uncle, right? I will offer the other robe to the uncle monk. And at the end of the raining season, this young monk went to see that uncle monk, Sangarakkhita, and he offered this robe to that old monk. The old monk said, no, I do not need it, I have enough. And repeatedly, the young monk wanted to offer this to the monk, elder monk, but he refused, he declined. And then the young monk got upset. This happened. That happens to all of us. So the young monk became so disheartened, and he thought, okay, now I will this robe. I will go to the village and I will sell this robe. I will sell this robe and buy a she-goat. She-goat. I will buy a she-goat, and that she-goat will breed animals, and I can make some money, and then I will marry some girl, and she will give birth to a child. We would go to see the old monk in a cart. I'm driving the cart, and on the way I would ask the child in my hand. The little child is also with them, so I would ask my wife, give me the child to me, and my wife would say, no, you keep driving, I will keep the child, and we would have an argument, we will fight, and the child falls on the ground, and the cart passes on his body, and the child dies. And the man got upset, and with the stick in his hand, he struck the lady, the wife. Actually, the monk was fanning with this Palmyra fan. He was fanning the old monk, and he hit the monk with that idea, hitting his wife with the idea that hitting his wife. Actually, what he did was he hit the old monk, and then the old monk right away said, "Oh, you didn't hit your wife, you hit the old one. And this young man got so embarrassed, he got upset, and right away he ran away. But then the other monks took him back to the temple, and he, in front of the Buddha explained these things. So what I wanted to say here is, look at this young monk. He thinks, he proliferates that idea. Because the monk, head monk, the old monk, he did not accept the robe. And after that, what happened was mental proliferation, papancha, that is the word. He created a different world in his mind. This is papancha, actually. So now, in this sutra, Buddha says, because of this process that is occurring in us, we are in a conflict world. We are always in conflicts with others, within ourselves, and among our friends and relatives, rest of the world. We conflict. This is the gist of the sutra. And in the sutra it says, when the Buddha gave this sermon with this, actually it's only one sentence. And the monks did not understand this properly. One monk, he said, I cannot understand this. And then they thought, with the other monks, they thought, okay, we will go to, there was a great monk at the time called Mahakachaya. Mahakachaya, he's an arahant. He had the capacity of explaining things. When something is in gist form, in a summary form, this monk can expand it and explain it in a nice way. That is how the Buddha gave positions to monks, foremost monk in doing that thing, in explaining things better. So these monks went to the Mahakachaya and Thero and explained this thing. You know what happened this morning, the Buddha gave this thing and we don't understand it. Could you please expand this thing? Could you please explain this thing? And then Mahakachaya and Thero explained this process. And there he says how this sensory perception, I don't know whether I am using a big word, when we say sensory perception, sense perception, it means our senses, how our senses come into contact with the rest of the world, perceptions, and how it occurs within us. This is highly scientific thing. So this Mahakachaya Thero explains this in a nice way, and in the explanation he says, when things come into our senses, we create, we proliferate, or we multiply things. Because of this multiplication, proliferation is a big word, so multiplication is not that big. Let's say multiplication, somebody gave that word here. So because of this multiplication, we come into lot of troubles, we go into lot of troubles. So now the Buddha is teaching, okay, this type of multiplication, I am using this word because somebody came up with that word, but that's not the correct word. Because of this proliferation, multiplication thing, we get into trouble. And Buddha says, I know this thing and I explain to people not to get into trouble with the proliferation activity. තේරුණානේ මේ කියනකොට මේ ප්‍රපංච ක්‍රියාවලිය නිසා අපි කරදරයට වැටෙනවා. ඒ කරදරෙන් නතර කර වෙන හැටි මම මේ මගේ මිනිස්සුන්ට මම ඒක උගන්වන්න කියලා අර ධර්මායට මේ කිව්වා. ඒ කියපු කතාව අර හාමුදුරුවෝට තේරුනේ නෑ. ඉතින් මේ මහාකච්චාන හාමුදුරන්ට කිව්වට පස්සේ මහාකච්චාන හාමුදුරුවෝ මේක ලස්සනට විස්තර කරනවා. ආපහු මේ හාමුදුරුවෝ ළඟට ගිහිල්ලා කියනවා මෙන්න මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ අපි මහාකච්චාන හාමුදුරන්ට කිව්වට පස්සේ මහාකච්චාන හාමුදුරුවෝ හරි ලස්සනට මේක විස්තර කළා. දැන් නම් මට මේක හොඳට තේරුණා කියලා නොතේරිච්ච හාමුදුරුවෝ කියනවා. මෙන්න බලන්න මෙතෙන්දී හරි ලස්සන සිදුවීමක් තියෙනවා මේ සූත්‍රේ. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ එතෙන්දී සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මිනිස්සෙක් නැති ගුණයක් වෙනවා. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ එතෙන්දී කියනවා මට ඕක විස්තර සහිතව කියන්න කිව්වත් මම කියන්නේ ඔය. If someone asks me to explain this short teaching in an explanation, explanatory way, I would have done the same. So Mahakachana is great, is Buddha says. Look at how beautiful Buddha's character is. Usually we cannot do something like that. We are trying to be higher than the other person, and we try to say, oh no, this should have been explained in not this way but in some other way. If another thing was added, then it was so beautiful, something like that. We have conceit in us. We have what we call mana in us. But Buddha did not have that thing. Buddha says, oh, I would have done the same way as Venerable Mahakachana did. So, and he says, sadhu, sadhu. Venerable Thero was also there, and he said, sadhu, sadhu. And at the end, this is how this sutra, the title came to this sutra. Venerable Ananda says, when there is a honey bowl, Madhupindika means a bowl of honey. When there is a bowl of honey, in any side of the bowl, if you lick it, if you taste it in any area, same sweetness, right? In the same way, this sutra, in what way you want to enjoy it, you can enjoy it. So look at this thing. It's just like a honey bowl. Venerable Ananda says this thing. This sutra is just like a honey bowl. You can taste it from different angles and get the same taste. And then the Buddha says, okay then, remember this sutra as Madhupindika. That's how this sutra came into existence. Now, you know what happened, right? Dandapani went to the Buddha and asked the question. That was the source of the sutra. And then Buddha goes on to explain how this process of mental proliferation, if it is a big word, whatever the way that you understand it, use it. But I have to give the credit to that venerable monk who came up with this thing. Some of you must have read his books, Kattundinyanda Mahathera, and he wrote this book in 1969 or 70, when he was very young. He was 30 years at that time. And that book has been so popular in the academic world. The book is called Concept and Reality. Concept and Reality. If you want to improve your knowledge on this thing, please refer to that book. It's a very highly academic book, but very good for us to understand the process of papancha, or process of mental proliferation. එහෙමත් නැත්නම් සිංහලෙන් හිතන අයට සිංහලෙන් කියගන්නවා අපි දේවල් බවා ගන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා දැනගන්න ඕන නම් අනේ පොත කියවන්න. අපි කියන්නේ අපි දේවල් බවා ගැනීමක් නෙමෙයි කරන්නේ. ඒක කොහොමද වෙන්නේ කියන එක තේරුම් ගන්න මෙන්න බලන්න මේ උදාහරණේ ගන්න හරිම වැදගත් දෙයක් මෙතන මේ තියෙනවා. දැන් මට ඉතින් මේ highly philosophical ඒකත් මෙතන මට ඇත්තට අවධානය යොමු කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. මොකද මේක මේ යුනිවර්සිටි එකේ ඇකඩමික් ක්ලාස් එකක් නොවන නිසා. I would like to pay attention to this thing. Now there are some people here, even today in the world, now the trend is people are learning management. Even these young people, when you graduate your first degree, that is not enough. You have to do some management things. If you have skills in management, if you have MBA, that's an added qualification. So we are learning how to manage things. There are many areas that we learn how to manage, right? business management, personal management, like that. Many areas in management. Anybody who has done management? We also do management. I'm a temple manager. We do management, right? You manage your schools, teachers, students. All of us manage things. We manage in our life certain things. In here, in this sutra, Buddha is teaching us how to manage our senses. How to manage our senses. So when I read this sutra very recently, this morning also I occurred in my mind that Buddhism teaches management in different levels. Nowadays we are going to obtain degrees from the universities, MBA in such and such thing, computer management, whatever. We are going to receive management degrees, but we are not trying to get a degree of how to manage myself, how to manage my senses, something like that. So next year I am going to offer a class in the university. Yeah, I will introduce this as in the syllabus. How to manage, I do not have a term yet. This sutra teaches of sensory management. There are many other sutras in Buddhism that Buddhism talk about management. So I will put some word, it doesn't come into my mind yet, but I will prepare some syllabus for students at the university. Management. So this is what I want to say here. In this sutra, Buddha teaches us how to manage our attitudes towards the perception, towards our perceptions. We get into trouble by not managing them nicely. When we hear something, for example, you hear bad thing about you, somebody telling you a bad thing and you somehow listen to that. And then after that what happens is, papancha happens, right? What happens is you proliferate the thing that you heard. Ya mata itu dia ni kita hampu anita sampai aku, manten aku. Ini apa? Anda itu ni ada macam proliferation. Ini dewan ini. In that way, not just listening, by seeing things, by contacting different things, even ideas, by just watching TV, we proliferate our feelings. That's how in the business world, they know that we proliferate things. That's why they show many things to us. 82 inches TVs. So we proliferate. Oh, I wish I had one like that. Why not we buy that thing, something like that. So we proliferate things. And then at the end what happens is we get into trouble and we forget many things and we quarrel with people, we have disputes with people. When someone hears something bad about you, somebody saying something bad to you, and then you proliferate it, you multiply it, you get upset, right? Things go wrong and then disputes, arguments, fighting, and this Sutra says at the end, this is how the process is. And then the Buddha says, if you can stop at that point, when you look at something, when you hear something, when you taste something, or with regards to all our senses, when perceptions come into our senses, right there, if you have the mindfulness, that is the word, if you have the mindfulness, then you are able to tackle things very nicely. That is management that I am talking about. That is the management that the Buddha is talking here. So we need to have that degree. Managing ourselves in dealing with conflicting worlds. So Buddhism teaches these things. The way we look at things is, the way we look at Buddhism is, I think, totally different sometimes. So we need to look at things in this way. So my whole purpose of bringing this point up here is to teach you to make it public that in this sutra you can talk about many other areas too. As I told you, it's highly philosophical thing. The process of how sensory perception occurs. This is a highly psychological thing. But I'm not going to talk that thing here. But I wanted to get out of this sutra this meaning of sense management, sensory management, or managing our attitudes towards the rest of the world. So by doing that, if you can control your, when I use the word control, it might not be correct one. Usually we think we have to control our senses. Is it so? If we control our senses, if I close my eyes, then there won't be any problem. Is that right? If I do not listen to things, I will be okay. What do you think? Then that proliferation does not happen. If I do not have eyes, proliferation does not happen. It happens. So this is the importance of Buddhism. Buddha says, during the time of the Buddha, there were some other recluses, there were some other teachers who wrote this thing. If you control your senses, then there will be no problem. But Buddha says, no. If you talk like that, then the blind people, deaf people, they are the highly developed, spiritually developed people. Buddha argues like that. What do you think? අපි මේකත් පැහැදිලි තේරුම් ගත යුතු දෙයක්. අපි හිතනවා ඇස කන නාසය කියන අපේ ඉන්ද්‍රියයන් අපි වහගෙන හිටියාම අපිට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. ඒ නිසානේ අපි භාවනා කරන වටේට කැලෑවලට කවුරුත් පේන්නේ නැති තැන් වලට මේ වගේ තැන් වලත් ඇහෙන්නේ විදිහ වලට යන්නේ. එහෙම නේද? ඉතින් ඒක වැරදි කියලා බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ කියන්නේ. එහෙම ආරම්භයක් හැරෙන්න ට්‍රේනින් එකක් ලබන්න එහෙම කියන්න කමක් නැහැ. හැබැයි මම ජීවත් වෙන්න විදිහ මේ ලෝකේ මේ බණින අඳුරන මේ ගැටුම් සහිත ලෝකෙදී ජීවත් වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අර කැලේ ඉඳන් කරපු එක පුහුණුවක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් හැබැයි. එහෙම නැtei කියලා මම කියන්නේ පුහුණුවක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් මේ ලෝකේ ජීවත් වෙන නම් විතර තිබෙකයි මේක කරන්නේ. එතකොට ඇස් වහගෙන ඉඳලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. අනිවාර්යෙන් ඇස් උඩටම අරගෙන ඉන්න බෑ මේක දෙන්න. නේද? උදාහරණයක් ගන්නවා කෙලස් කියන දේවල්, defilements කියන දේවල් 3 stages. Stages තුනක තියෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. මේ අහලා තියෙන එකක් තමයි අනුසය. අනුසය කියලා කියන්නේ our defilements are in 3 stages. The first one is it's called anusaya. Anusaya means they are in a state of sleep, dormant, hidden. Now, if I ask you, everybody here, do you have defilements?
Yes.
Now, at this moment, right in front of the Buddha, listening to Dhamma, do you have defilements? We do have, but they are anusaya. They are dormant. They are sleeping in us. That's one thing. And the other one is pariyuttana. Pariyuttana means rising up. The word meaning is rising up. There are some instances, the defilements, kleshas, they manifest, they come into our upper level of mind. It's just like dust. Under this carpet, there is dust for sure. if they didn't clean it, there should be dust. If somebody comes, we do not see any dust, nothing here. But if someone comes and moves this carpet, then the dust comes up. That is pariuttana. So the kleshas are dormant in us, sleeping in us, they are hidden, and when something happens, when someone says something bad or when I see something beautiful, what happens is those kleshas, pariuttana, they are rising in my mind. That is the second stage. Third one is Vitikam. Vitikam means the time of putting that thing into action. Let's say I have the klesha called hatred. Hatred. When someone says something, I get mad, pariuttana, and then I also start saying something or fighting or doing something. That is vitika. My kleshas are now in action. Right? This is very easy to understand. 3 stages. They are sleeping, they are rising up, and they are in action. Our kleshas are like that. And look at the beauty of the Buddha's teaching. We know that there are 3 things that we have to practice in Buddhism. Sila, Samadhi and Prajna. Right? Sila, Samadhi and Prajna. This is the path. Sila is for what? In order to understand these kleshas, the process of eliminating these things, Sila plays what kind of role? Can you connect Sila with those 3? One of those 3? Huh? Vitikama. Vitikama means action. Kleshas are in action when they are in full bloom. See what happens with the Sila? What is the purpose of Sila? Sila is to subdue. What? Subdue what? See, the definition is this. Kaya vachanam samudhanam sila. Sila is to calm down, subdue kaya vachanam, body and speech. Kaya vachanam samudhanam sila. That is the definition. If you go by the definition, sila is for you to train your body and speech, not the mind. Okay? Why? That's a different story. I'm not going to talk here now. So, with sealing energy, kaya vachana deka samvara. ඒ කියන්නේ අර අපි දැන් කියපු 3 stages වලින් කෙලෙස් වල 3 stages වලින් මොන stage එකද මේ සීලයෙන් කරන්නේ මොන සීලයෙන් පිළිතුරු දෙන්නේ මොන stage එකද විතික්කම කියන when act දැන් මට පුළුවන් නේ මට තේන්දි ගිහිල්ලා තරහ ගිහිල්ලා හිටියා වුණාට මම ඒක නොපෙන්න ඉන්න පුළුවන් අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඉන්නේ කරන්නේ මොකටම තේන්දි ගිහිල්ලා හිටියේ ඉතින් ආමුගේ කෙරේ මට ඒක වෙන්න නිසා මම බොහොම සාර්ථකව බලගෙන නේ ඒ මොකද මම අන්න සීලය කියන්නේ ඒකට අර මේ ඇක්ෂන් එක එළියට පනින්න ආවට මම ඒක බොහොම හරි ඉස්සෙන්නේ නැත්නම් මේ සමහර අය කියන දේවල් අහන දේවල් දැක්කම කියන්නේ කොහොම ඉවසගෙන ඉවන්න සීලය. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ වෙලාවට අර කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරගන්නවා. ඒක තමයි වීතික්කම කියන්නේ. ඊට බලන්න මට මේ කියන්න ඕනේ මේකයි. සීල සමාධි ප්‍රඥා කියන තුන ඔය අනුසය පරිඋත්ථාන වීතික්කම කියන මේ අවස්ථා තුනට හරියට මැච් වෙනවා. සීලයෙන් කරන්නේ වීතික්කම අවස්ථාව කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරලා දෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ සමාධිය කරන්නේ එලෙස් නැගිටින අවස්ථාව සමනය කරනවා. භාවනාවෙන් කරන්නේ ඒ දේ. සමාධිය කරන්නේ
I think samadhi is what happened in subduing the prapancha.
That happens too. But if you connect these three things, if you try to see the connection with the samadhi, you answer the issue of rising your defilements. And we need prajna, sila samadhi, third step, prajna to eradicate. Yes, the eradication means to, just like cleaning the dust here, the anusaya, the dormant stage, the root out the old defilements, you need prajna. So these three, sila, samadhi and prajna, are related. I do not see this is in Buddhism. Buddha did not say, I teach you sila to get rid of vitikkama. I teach you samadhi to get rid of paruta. No. This is the way I look at it. After studying Buddhism for such a long period of time, I feel like that. I haven't seen it in a book, but this is something that I think. So this type of thing happens there. Now, time is 7 o'clock. So now the purpose of our Dhamma talk here is to understand the process of mental proliferation. How it occurs in ourselves, depending on our senses and the outside world, we get different perceptions, and then things happen in us. What is the problematic thing is that we proliferate, we papancheti, the Pali word, we proliferate things and we get into trouble. We get into suffering. We create suffering. So don't ever think that suffering is there. Suffering is not there in the outside world. We do ourselves create it. How? This is how the Buddha explains it. When we get sensory perceptions, when you proliferate it, then suffering is there. Otherwise, nobody brings suffering to you. It happens in us. We do ourselves suffer. Nobody brings it to you. That is the idea. So, and the Buddha says, if you can practice the opposite of proliferation, non-proliferation, if you can practice the process of non-proliferation, if you can practice the, you said multiplication, right? If you can practice the non-multiplication of this sensory things that we get, if you can practice that thing, and that is, the Buddha uses the word for that, nippapancha. The opposite of papancha is nippapancha. So, if you know the art of nippapancha, if you know the art of non-proliferation, then you are released. You do not have to go to another world. You do not have to meet the Maithree Buddha. Right? You do not have to meet the Maithree. I know most of you might argue with me why then the monks are saying we will go to Maithree Buddha and attain Nibbana and all that kind of thing. And there is history. So I do not have time to explain that thing here. But anyhow, that is a wrong notion that we carry in our shoulders. So this is the time for us to readjust ourselves and think that Nibbana is not something that we have to attain in the Maithree Buddha's time. It is right here and right now. Even in this very Sutra, Buddha says, if you know the art of non-proliferation, if you know the art of stopping proliferation, right there you are released. No problem. Let there be the objects in the world, all kinds of music and all kinds of negativities in the world, it doesn't matter. Because you know the art of non-proliferation, nippamant, that is the big word. If you know that thing, then you are free from this world. You are free from this world. No more trouble, no more suffering, no more disputes, no more conflicts, no more complaints, no more lamentation, all kinds of things. So, understand the beauty of the Buddha's teaching, that it is not somebody who is bringing you this. It is in us. The regulator is within us. We have to regulate ourselves towards papancha or nipapancha. Towards proliferation or non-proliferation, we have the key. Which way you are turning? Are you going to turn it to proliferation? Then go ahead. If you are going to turn it the other way, non-proliferation, then option is there. This Buddha is asking us, if you turn the regulator to non-proliferation way, then you are released. Nibbana is right here. That is the gist of the sutra. So I think I tried my best to be very simple, but still big words I have to use them. I hope that everybody understood the thing, and at the end, the Buddha explained this as the honey bowl of honey sutra. So remember that in the Madhupindika Sutra, the way I now look at it is that it teaches us the management of ourselves. Managing ourselves. So I will offer now degrees at my temple, if you come there. MBA, management of whatever the word doesn't come to me, but I will design something, not for temple work, but for the university. Management of something. The word does not come to me yet. So thank you very much for listening, and I would like to give you some minutes in order to engage in the discussion. Is it okay, Hamune?
Can you explain the relationship between the prapancha and the ashrava and the sangha?
As I told you, ashravas are already in us, right? They are dormant, sleeping in us. What happens is, with the prapancha, we get the input, we get the what you may call the inspiration, sensory input, so that the sleeping relations, sleeping defilements, and then they get the chance to come. It's just like watering a plant. The seed is underneath hidden, right? But when you water or when you put manure or whatever, when you allow it the necessary conditions to grow, it will come out. In the same way, so papancha plays the role of troubling. That process puts you in trouble. In that sense, of course, when you plant a tree and water it, we are helping the tree to grow. But papancha helps us to, papancha means this process makes us, if you want to use the word crazy, it makes us crazy. And we forget where we are. For instance, now, someone in the audience stands up and says something bad about my Dhamma. Let's say. What nonsense monk you are teaching here, something like that. What happens to you? what happens to me? Right? What, my anger is now dormant, sleeping, but whoever the person who says that thing will give me the input. Right? Input for my kilesas to rise. If I do not know the art of managing that management thing, if I do not know, then I would also argue with the person and be in trouble. Right? That kind of thing. That is the relationship.
How do we help to not take the anger or whatever feelings we get? What would help us?
What would us to do?
What would help us to day-to-day life to keep calm like that? Not
No, I didn't get it.
rise of control.
I didn't get it.
What should we do to help ourselves not to let these feelings rise?
That is the thing that Buddha teaches here. And I told you, we should turn the key towards non-proliferation, right? That thing is, when we, for instance, when we hear something or when we see some beautiful thing, what we should do is, oh, this is that. And I should enjoy it. There's no problem in looking at things and enjoying it. People say, no, don't look at those things, don't watch these things, don't do this thing and that thing. No, that's wrong. It's okay to look at these things. And what we need to do is, we have to recognize right away, we have to have the mindfulness. So what we need to do is to practice mindfulness in terms of getting rid of this thing.
Actually, you mean that mindfulness plus awareness.
Awareness, yes.
Awareness,
exactly. Yeah, mindfulness plus awareness. If you are aware, if you know this process, okay, now what would happen to me? What is going to happen to me after seeing this thing is, I have prior examples, experiences, I would go crazy now. So what I should do is, okay, calm down. So I need to calm down. Or depending on the situation, I need to control my words now. I'm going to get mad. So be aware of it. Be aware. Awareness is a good word. Be aware of it. And then if you are aware of it, then only you can do the rest of the thing. If you are not aware, then you are allowing the prapancha. You are allowing yourselves to go crazy. If you use the
Actually, that awareness will go end up with wisdom. That's called prajna.
yeah, finally,
Samadhi becomes prajna.
Yeah.
Then prajna becomes, you understand everything, then you will find the target, whatever.
the first step is to develop that awareness. That is possible. Don't ever think that it is impossible. Oh, we cannot do it. No. It's highly possible. I have my own experiences which I do not like to share here now. We can do it. If you are aware of the things, after seeing something, after listening to something, after tasting something, or after get some sensory contact, after getting some ideas, you have the regulator, we have the regulator, either to multiply it or to use another word, subdue it. So the control is in your hand, regulator is in your hand. The one word you want to use for that thing, what we should do is to be aware, to be mindful of what is going on. And then you should know what you should do. The other things are taught there, what to do and all other things.
So Vanassa, where does Papanja come in? Is that after Panchopadanaskanda? Or how does it come in? Is it before or after?
Papanja, Pancha Upadana, what do you mean by Pancha Upadana?
Rupa Vedana Sannyasa Vinyana. Is it after that the Papanja plays a role, or before that?
No, actually same thing. It happens right
At the
away.
same time?
Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, they are called the Panchakkhanda.
Panchakkhanda.
I think you explained some sensory perception to Sanya.
Yeah, Sanya.
That's Prapancha.
Prapancha.
Oh, that's right.
So, Panchakkhanda is not a problem.
Yeah.
The
That
problem
happens.
is Panchapada.
So that's the Sankhara.
Say for instance, Buddha attained enlightenment at the age of 35, right? And he lived another 45 long years. That means he did not have his Panchakkhanda? He did, right?
Yeah.
He did have his Panchakkhanda, but he did not have the Panchapada. Upadana means grasping, right? Panchakkhanda, no problem. As I told you, there is nothing wrong in the world. When you do the upadana, when you clinging, when you do the papancha, there is the problem.
I have another question. How do you differentiate between gossip and sharing information?
Sharing information is kind of gossiping.
Unnecessary.
All these media people,
Yes. It's too much information.
you can call them gossip people. Nobody here, right? I know Hassan isn't now here. In a way, gossip has a negative connotation, right? But information, then the Buddha also, then somebody might say, Buddha informed the people many things. So did the Buddha gossip? So gossiping has a negative connotation which has something like misinformation. If you inform or report correctly as it is, I do not consider it as gossip. Right?
I think gossip, I think what you said is right. Gossip will hinder your, to see, hearing. That's what gossip is, addition.
Addition. The multiplication thing is there.
But you never know if it's right or wrong. I mean, at that moment, you are not going to know.
Even there you have to be very mindful. When I am passing this information, am I helping gossiping? Or am I doing it for the benefit of the many? That's what Buddha's motto was, benefit of the many. So for the benefit of the many, you can pass information.
Swami, may I ask a question? Is papancha, how is it related to sankhara? You know, like in the Panchupadana skandha, like punyabi sankhara.
This is how it happens, I think. When we get sensory input, sensory perceptions in us, say for instance, punyabi sankhara. Okay? I see some beautiful thing and then I proliferate it in the good way, to do something good. Or apunyabi sankhara, when things come into my mind or when I see things and hear things, I proliferate it in the way that I create akusala. Maybe not. So I think the sankhara and papancha, if you want to see a relationship, everything that we do, sankhara in that sense, sankhara has many other meanings too. Sankhara in that punyabi sankhara, jnanajabi sankhara, those are actions that we do in Sinhala kusal, akusal and devatam nati.
Kaya vachini mano sankhara.
Oh, එතකොට හිතන විදිහට පපංච වලින් නම් කියන්නේ පපංච කියන වචනේ ඇත්තටම මෙතන මේ පාවිච්චි කරන විදිහට නම් ඒකෙන් කරන්නේ අපි කරදරයට දානවා. ප්‍රපංච කියන්නේ මොකද දේවල් නෙමෙයි. හැබැයි දැන් ඉතින් සංඛාර වල කරපන්න කිව්වොත් එහෙමනම් අපි පින් කරන්නේ මේ එහෙම අදහසක් වෙනවනේ. ඒ නිසා මම හිතන්නේ ඒක මේකට ගලපන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. නමුත් සංඛාර කියන එක වෙන්නේ පපංච කියන එක වෙනවා. ඒ විදිහට තේරුම් ගන්න දෙන්න.
පංච කියලා හැම තණ්හා දිට්ඨි මාන කියලා.
ඔව්. මේ සූත්‍රෙත් ඒක පාවිච්චි කරනවා. තණ්හා දිට්ඨි මාන වශයෙන් තමයි අපි ප්‍රොලිෆරේට් කරන්නේ. තණ්හාව විසිට අපි ප්‍රොලිෆරේට් කරනවා හරි ලස්සන දෙයක් යා මං ගැන හරි හොඳ කිව්වේ ඉතින් තව හරියට ඕල්යක් දිගට හරවලම ඇත්තද අර තණ්හාවේ දිට්ඨි වශයෙන් නම් ඒත් එහෙම ප්‍රොලිෆරේට් කරන්න පුළුවන් මං කියන කතාවමයි මෙයා කියන්නේ මට මං කියන දෙයටම හරියට ගැලපෙන කෙනෙක් දිට්ඨි වශයෙන් එහෙමත් පුළුවන් මාන වශයෙන් පුළුවන් මාන වශයෙන් දන්නවනේ මානය කියන්නේ කති ලේ වශයෙන් ඔය කියන තුනෙන් තමයි අපි මේවා එක්ස්පෑන්ඩ් කරන්නේ
පිනක් ගැන සඳහන් වෙන්නේ නැහැ එතන සඳහන් වෙන්නේ
අකුසල තමයි ඒක ප්‍රපංච කියන ඔව් ඒක ප්‍රපංච කියන වචනේ it does not have a positive connotation. It has a negative connotation because it leads you to bad destiny, bad things.
Vanassa, I think why it has a negative connotation is that the two words that Reverend Katapurunde Nyanananda says, he talks about the conceptual proliferation. That proliferation leads to formation of a concept.
Exactly.
Right? So that concept is the one that creates the whole feeling of me, mine and the sakai.
Exactly.
So that is why the negative connotation.
Yeah. The process is such, but we explain it, Buddhism explains it in such a way because the purpose of Buddhism is to explain how suffering occurs in us and how to stop it. That is the main purpose of Buddhism. That is the main purpose of Buddhism. How suffering happens in us and how to get rid of suffering. So, Papancha is one way of explaining how suffering happens in us, how suffering begins in us. Okay, that's it. No more Papancha. Now you can do Papancha at home too now after listening this Dhamma. You can do Papancha. Right? Inang මේ වෙලාවේදී ධර්ම දේශනා කරලා දීලා ඔබේ දහම් දැනුම පොඩ්ඩක් හරි වර්ධනය වුණා නම් මම ඉගෙන ගන්න වෙනවා කල්පනා කරන්න ඒ නිසා අපි මේ අත්පත් කරගත්තා වූ සියලු කුණුවල බලමින් මේ උන්නේ ශක්තියින් අපට මේ බුදුහාමුදුරන්ගේ යථා භූත ඥාන දර්ශනය ලබා ගැනීමට මේ ශක්තිය අපට ඉවහල් වේවා කියලා සාදුකාර ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා